Irreverent, entertaining, cool. You're listening to LA Talk Radio.
You're listening to Peace Fund Radio with Ethan Dettenmaier and Adrian Paul, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Hello, good morning, everybody. I was just periscoping the hell out of this. Since it's Christmas time, it's a fabulous morning. Actually, it's a beautiful morning. Good morning, Ethan.
Good morning.
How are we doing this morning?
Fantastic. Tired but good.
Tired but good. Well, tired means you're doing something right.
Yeah, slightly.
No.
Yeah, no, I'm doing things.
I'm just checking.
I'm running a show for hosts who don't show up on time. That's what I'm
Excuse
doing.
me, let's not go there, because last week I
Here's
think
a guy
you got
who
here
was always
about
on time.
35 seconds later.
Okay, one time in 4 years. One time.
Okay. Well, but I was here. I'm here. Did the show start with me on time?
Let's just kick it over to John Beerley, because he's
I
at least ready to go.
I don't know. Listen, I think first of all we should actually talk about our guest in the studio, because we have the lovely, indomitable Kimberly Moore in the studio this morning. I don't have a track. Sorry. Yeah, so we have Lori's in the show here. Oh, sorry. Hold on a second. We can't hear anything.
Hey, good morning.
You can't hear me? Can you hear me?
Now we do.
No, you do? Can you hear me? We also have Lory Oppenheimer. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
Very well. Thank you very much.
I'm
so happy to be here.
You have so much stuff going on at the moment, you guys. I mean, it's just amazing. And actually, what you were talking about, it's funny, because I saw those we'll talk to you all about in a second, but I saw those about 9 months ago. I thought they were brilliant. I was going to put them in my backyard, because we're going to be talking a lot of stuff about education this morning, but tell us what's going on with you guys, because I know there's a huge amount of things that you're going to different countries and getting stuff set up, and you'll adopt a letter program, adopt a light program.
Gosh, we have a lot going on. I mean, obviously, as many of your listeners know, we started the Adopt a Letter program in 2007. We answer letters that kids write to Santa Claus that were addressed to the North Pole facility, which is the shredding facility at the post office. There we found letters of children writing letters to Santa Claus asking for food, asking for clothes, a warm meal with their family. We ended up adopting that Christmas in 2007, 1,700 kids. Now we've grown over the last, 7.5 years to 30,000 children.
And the thing that really always amazed me is that you deliver most of these,
Personally.
or all of them, yourself.
Personally, yes.
I mean, that's kind of amazing. I mean, I was always so impressed with you. But no, seriously. I mean, I remember the first year you did like 2,200, wasn't it?
The first year was 1,700 kids.
Okay, 1,000. Sorry, who's counting 500?
Well, that was within 3 months, and then we continued to the end of the year, and we went to 14,000 kids. Yeah.
That's kind of Lory. So how did you get involved with Kimberly?
This is it's an awesome story, because I heard about Kimberly Moore, so I decided to write a letter to her.
First of all, Lori lives in El Salvador.
I live in El Salvador.
You live in El Salvador.
Yes, I just came here for Christmas to help her.
Ah, okay. Because
Right
you're now actually. Let's tell our listeners about.
It's a story.
Okay, let's start with your story. Go.
Okay, and so I wrote a letter from El Salvador to her, and I told her what I do over there, and I kind of do what she does here over there. So two heads think better than one. So I wrote this letter, and I didn't know she was going to respond, and she did. I mean, I was just going.
Amazing that people actually respond to emails.
Yeah.
What a novelty that is these days.
Tell what you wrote in the letter.
Well, the thing is, in El Salvador, I'm from El Salvador, and my English is good because I went to school here. Mm-hmm. I love United States. The United States gave me my education, right? So I decided to take this to my country. I want our children to get educated. So I decided to run for Congress. I made it as an advisor, and I'm thinking how to help my kids, because that running for Congress made me go into the most dangerous places, right? Mm-hmm. And I saw these kids that I never had access to. So I started seeing kids in the trash being eaten by rats and bugs and all kinds of gross things with the babies and babies getting recruited into the gangs. It really got to me.
It still is, isn't it?
Oh my God!
It still does get to you.
You can
I can hear
it.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Every time I remember, and I have to do something. This is why I ran, because I wanted to help, but I didn't know how to, because it was so dangerous for me just to go out slowly and just go out there. They would just just either kill me, rape me, or do something to me.
Yeah, but otherwise you can't have access unless she actually...
I actually have a chaleco.
What's a
vest,
chaleco?
A vest.
Chaleco.
Un chaleco. It's a vest with what I do. So that kind of protects me. Plus, there's a group that goes with me. So we get to know all these people, right, face to face, and they start telling me what they need, and I see. They don't have to tell me. I just can see their needs. I mean, it's horrible, but there's a happiness there. I can't explain to you.
No, you don't have to. I've seen it many times. In the poorest regions, usually the people have the smiles on their faces, and that's
I was there.
incredible to me.
And then Kimberly, I wrote this letter to Kimberly, and I invited her to come over, and she came over.
And you just decided. So now you guys are doing the Adopt a Light campaign. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
She did Adopt a Country.
Adopt a Country. Actually, you started Adopt a Country. Yeah, that's why start small.
No, I adopted her letter after hearing about the kids, especially the kids that were found in the trash, and that really broke my heart. And this was in February, I think you wrote the letter.
Yes.
We stayed in contact through Skype, and I got to learn a little bit more about her and what she was doing there, and I was really impressed. I mean, she's known as like the angel of the Mother Teresa of El Salvador. I mean, she's really well respected for what she does there, and she's really downplaying it, but she really does a lot and has helped thousands and thousands of children in her country. I went there in early September, and we went there for a couple weeks and to really see and learn about the needs of the people that are living in extreme poverty. And we went to visit the orphanages there, visit people that...
She went into the hills.
Into the barrios
and to the hills barrios. She put
her
life in danger in that.
But we went there. I mean, obviously we had, two
security.
people with machine guns, M16s in front of us.
Amazing. Actually, that's how you live your life. It says, is this during the day or at night?
During the day, yeah.
During the
day.
Can't
do it at night, yeah.
But at night you can't go out.
No.
You can't leave your house.
No,
night,
I had her with two guys dressed up with M16s behind her, and I had 8 people with her as her entourage. I wanted her safe.
I think the most important thing was for me El Salvador right now is one of the most dangerous countries in the world.
The most.
Voted by, I think, BBC News just put an article out. The most dangerous country in the world right now. Mm-hmm. It's a war zone. I mean, you have hundreds of thousands of MS-13 members and other members that are at war with each other. The day that we arrived, about 1,000 people were murdered. People being burned down and locked in buses and burned alive. It was just really bad situation. But, we went there.
You don't hear about it here, really, do you?
No, you don't. Yeah. No. And a lot of people don't go there. And I think that's one of the things I feel like, because it's one of the most dangerous countries in the world, it's just, I feel a lot of people don't actually go there to help and because they're afraid. But I feel like those are the places that have the most need, right?
Let me just I'm going to get to you quickly. I just want you to mention the Adopt a Light, the idea of the Adopt a Light, because I want to bring somebody on the show in literally very quickly. Okay. But I want you to mention this first.
Well, after learning about the, visiting homes and getting to understand how people were living, most of the families didn't have any electricity. And that was a really big, really bad situation. They're spending between $5 and $20 a month between kerosene lights, candles, or any type of electricity, or burning wood, or doing what they can, and living in really
which is pollutant as well.
Which is living in really unsafe environment situation. Anyway, we partner with Lucy. Lucy does these solar LED inflatable lights. And we have plans to go next month on the 15th of January to bring light to 1,000 to 1,500 homes.
And you're raising how much money to do that?
We're trying to raise about $25,000 to
go. Is John Beerley on the line at the moment?
I am. Good morning, Adrian and Ethan, and good morning, Kimberly and Lori. Welcome, both of you, to Peace Fund Radio.
Morning.
Good morning. Can you tell us a little bit about, I know our Heroes of the Week basically have to come and go very quickly, but there is a reason we're bringing them on.
Yes, for this week's Hero of the Week segment, we're recognizing the efforts of 5 incredible young ladies from Mrs. Katie Keenan's 6th grade class at Garnet Valley Middle School in Glen Mills, Pennsylvania. The girls are Katie, Sophia, Maddy, Grace, and Olivia, and they've done something really big for the Peace Fund. Mrs. Keenan has been teaching English at Garnet Valley for 9 years, where she's been making a difference not only in the classroom, but also in the community by helping her students organize warm clothing drives and Veterans Day assemblies. Mrs. Keenan will be joining us today with Mrs. Lori Belinsky, who's been teaching French for several years and is celebrating her own first year at Garnet Valley, and one of the girls from the class, Katie, a 6th grader and avid field hockey player who's speaking on behalf of these amazing kids who are helping the Peace Fund make a difference.
So shall we get them on the line? I think we've got to get them on the line right now. I think that'd be a wise choice. And while you are doing, I'm holding a light up. I'm holding one of the lights up. We'll tweet this out later on, one of the lights. Now, how much money do each one of these cost, each home?
Usually they're $15.
$15 for a home.
But they last up to 10 years. You
Right.
know, 12 hours a day of light.
So it's quite for $10. It's pretty. $15 is pretty good.
$15, yeah.
And just the sun will
the
give you
desk of
it to you.
Baglione and the office of Mrs. Lisa Stenz.
Oh,
We are
I think we just got an answering machine. John, can you get through to them at all and see if?
I am working at it right now.
Okie dokie. So tell us again about these lights. Because you're
These are
$15 for 10
inflatable.
years.
It's about the size of a CD, and as you can see, and then basically all you have to do is you blow it up like inflatable, kind of like a beach ball material.
And you can just throw them in the pool if you wanted to do it
Yeah,
as well. I mean, that's what's so great
they're
about
water-
them.
they're
I've seen
waterproof,
these.
yeah.
I've seen them before. Seriously, I saw these 8 months ago,
Yeah.
and I saw them. I was, oh my gosh, that'd be great
They
lighting
are
for outside your
absolutely
house.
Incredible, and you can just hold them upside down in the sun or at just ambient light, even if it's a cloudy day. It will still
charge it.
Yeah, in about 8 hours, and it will give you about 12 hours of light a day. So most of the time, I mean, I've been using this for about a week, and I use it at night to read or when I'm on the computer or in bed. So it actually, I love it, and I haven't charged it. It's been a week, I think a week and a half. I haven't charged it. So and it's still working.
And it's still
So,
working.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think these things. That's the great thing about technology now. If you can actually change technology to change people's lives, and something simple as this, I think it's very important because it will change people's lives. You're talking about light for children who can't do anything,
Well,
can they?
let me tell you something. They study with little candles, and that's very dangerous for them too, because sometimes the houses
Burn down.
get
Yeah,
burned
right,
down,
right.
and it's very, very hard on their eyes as well. And that's one thing that it's a necessity. It's like water, like electricity is like water. So for the safety as well. You know, you have a house with lights, it's more safe than just being in the dark or with a little light. So this also, you can take it like in the middle if you would need to go outside. It's like a flashlight as well. So it's got a lot of things, but the main thing is that they're going to be able to save money, and that money is going to give them for education, for books, for supplies, and for food, for medicine. So the money, instead of spending it in light, which is very expensive for them, they're going to be spending it in food and education.
I mean, the
and
other thing
everything.
is, it also allows them to buy these from you as well. For that, I mean, if you're talking about it costs them $10, $20 a month.
They're
Right.
not, yeah.
For 1 year, they could save up for 1 year, $1 a month, for instance, and then buy one the following year if they needed to. So I mean, I think
But
they're
it'll
great
last
ideas.
them for years.
No, I know, but I'm saying, let's say you've got 3 people in the family. You're talking about
Yeah,
one of them wants to walk
exactly.
down the street.
Exactly,
Someone buys
yeah.
the second one. They can use 2 uses: one for the house, one for going out. So it has a lot of uses for not a lot of money for people.
Well, we met a family in Pachimalco.
Pachimalco.
She says the electricity there is $12 a month, and it's really difficult because she makes clothes for babies.
So
That's how
she
she
can-
survives. And she earns about $5 to $8 a month. So a lot of times their electricity gets shut off because they can't afford it.
Right.
So any additional money goes to food and anything else that they need to buy to survive.
Ethan, let's try getting our Heroes of the Week online again. This is a young school. John, are you still there? Can you still hear us?
I am. I'm trying to get a hold of them myself.
Okay,
But I think, we can go ahead and call
let's
them.
try. Let's give them a call. They're at a middle school in Glen Mills, Pennsylvania, who found the Peace Fund because of when I was doing the raising money for our our kids in Romania. I did a video, and they were doing a school project, and they raised money for the Peace Fund. They're a young school, but John, I'll let you mention all of this. Let's see if we can get through to them. This is the beauty of modern.
You have reached the desk.
I guess not. I guess we can't get through them at the moment. We're seeming to have a problem getting through. If anybody knows Katie Keenan or Lori Belinsky, or 6th grade students, Katie or anybody else, please tell them we're trying to
text through. I think they'll be calling us here shortly.
Okay, all right. So again, we are talking about education. We're talking about a lot of things that actually help us further our lives, and I think because reading is basically fundamental, and you guys were talking about it just a second ago. You can take pictures. Send me all those photos as well, because there's loads of photos in studio going on right now.
El Salvador loves Kimberly. You know what they named her?
What?
La Baronesa con el corazón de oro.
The Baroness with a heart of gold.
Yes, that's what she got named.
Yeah, well, she is. She does have a heart of gold. I don't know how she does it personally, but I think she's amazing.
Yes,
the
whole country fell in love with her. In a week, she was in every single show, talk show, morning shows,
really?
Night shows. I had her everywhere, and you know what? And the people and then she went to the people. Actually, we went out there. That's where.
Hold on, I think we have we have a caller. Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Who do I have?
This is Katie Keenan. I'm the teacher from Garnet Valley Middle School. And I'm here with my fellow teacher, Miss Belinsky, and my student, Katie.
Hello, ladies. How are you this morning?
Good. How are you?
Very well. Welcome to Peace Fund Radio. We had a little trouble trying to get to you. We kept going to the answering machine, but but Katie, how old are you, Katie?
I'm 11.
You're 11 years old, and I think I got this story which I found fantastic, that you guys found the Peace Fund. Can you tell me how this happened?
We were inspired by the recent Paris terrorist attacks, and we wanted to focus on peace. So we Googled peace fundraisers, and the Peace Fund came up. And then we saw it was for children, and we really liked the idea of that, so we went with it.
So how did you go ahead, and what did you do? What was your next step?
We spoke with our principal to get approval, and then we asked Mrs. Keenan to help us facilitate the project. We wanted to get Miss Belinsky, the French teacher, involved since we had been inspired by the attacks in Paris. So then we asked our parents to contribute items, and that was really helpful.
So tell me a little bit about the project.
So we got a group of friends together, and we all decided on themed baskets that we would raffle off. Yeah. And
that way you were able to raise a certain amount of money, correct?
Yes. $513.
$513. That's awesome. And you guys are members. Actually, in the studio today, we actually have Kimberly Moore and Lory Oppenheimer. They're basically they're running a program called it's called Adopt a Light, and basically to give light to children in El Salvador. They're going off next month to do this, and they're in the studio. So you're going to be talking. They're going to be listening to you. Hi. So hold on a second. Let me just go back. What is the Endeavor team?
The Endeavor team. Our middle school is divided into 4 teams for every grade to give it a cozier feel, and the 6th grade is based on space shuttles. We like the name Endeavor because another meaning for Endeavor is a goal.
Right. So you believe that you had to have a goal to finalize this, and I think it's good. You've got a goal. We've got a goal here too. We have lots of goals, and that's the thing. How did you? What were the themes you did with the raffle baskets? Because as you said, you raffled off these baskets and you raised money. What were the themes?
We wanted all the baskets to be gender neutral, so everyone would be excited about the chance to win any of the baskets. We did sports, a sports basket, art basket, movie basket, holiday basket, a French basket, and a basket with tickets to the Garnet Valley High School musical.
Mrs. Keenan, why do you think it's important to have your students involved in projects like this?
I think it's important to get the kids involved while they're young so they can see, the excitement, be inspired to continue charitable work into adulthood. And that's what I always say. The best part about being a teacher is the ability to help make a difference not only with my students in my classroom, but helping them make a difference in their community. So the kids can really see the impact that they're making. We do a lot of charitable projects here at Garnet Valley, and this one was really completely student-run and student-inspired. So just seeing their sense of pride and accomplishments has been great for me. And they're even already talking about planning another fundraiser in the spring, right, Kate? Yeah.
Mrs. Belinsky, you're inspired by students to step up and make a difference. Have they inspired you?
Oh, absolutely. This is my first year in a middle school. I came from a high school. So seeing these girls drive and follow through, I was really impressed with how young they were and how well they followed through and were very successful in this project. So it's definitely inspired me to get involved with the student-led projects in the future.
What was it that you said to them? Because it was after your discussion about the Paris attacks. What was it you said to them? And obviously they wanted to go for children. What was it you said that inspired them to do this?
Well, actually, it was the other way around. They heard about the projects, and they approached me because they knew that I was speaking to my students about it. Actually, my personal students wrote symbolic letters to those affected by the attacks. So I was approached by Ms. Keenan and the girls to get involved because of their own inspiration.
Wow, I think it's awesome. So my question is, I mean, obviously you've seen what the Peace Fund does. We actually fund different organizations, and we help the other organizations. I want Kimberly to mention to you guys what they're doing in El Salvador regarding these lights that they're bringing to El Salvador, because I think there's something fun here.
We're going to be bringing the solar inflatable LED lights, which is owned by Empower. They're called Lucy Lights. We're going to be bringing them to individual homes in January 15th. Right?
Yeah, our flight is in January 15th. They're waiting for us, and we're going to. They're already scoping where we're going to go. I have a team over there that they're scoping where the most needed areas are.
Yeah, one of the areas is Aguilares. Aguilares is. I got the key there last September.
And also you got the key from Pachimalco.
Where these are areas that don't have any electricity whatsoever. So after 4:30, 5 o'clock at night, everybody has to go indoors because these are extremely dangerous areas.
Right.
So, girls, you raised $513. How much do each of these things cost, Kimberly?
These are $15 a piece, $14.99 basically is what they sell for. So $15 a piece. This will last in a home for about up to 10 years. If you use it every single day, maybe for 12 hours a day, but nobody uses it for 12 hours a day. Then it'll go up to 3 years. So,
right.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to let you all know, which was a decision I kind of made this morning, and actually yesterday we talked about it with my other people, was that $513 that you girls raised, the Peace Fund's going to match it, and we're going to give it to the Kimberly Moore Foundation of Adopt a Light. So you ladies have just funded 80 homes in El Salvador.
Yes, they did.
Oh my God.
Bless you.
I wish you could see the look on our faces over here.
How can I send them the pictures?
Yeah, send us your information.
Because we need to get her all, they need to see all those children's faces.
Yeah, I think it's important because I think the world is a small place and everybody has to know that everybody's helping each other. And I think you ladies mentioned this morning about how you guys came together. The Peace Fund is very involved in bringing people together to help each other, because I think with more people, like Facebook, the more people together you get to know more things, you hear about more things, you're more active. So ladies, if you could send us some photos, I'll let John talk about that later on, but you ladies have just been instrumental in bringing light to 80 homes in El Salvador this morning.
Yeah, changing a lot of kids' lives. Thank you so much.
Up to 10 years. Yeah, thank you so much.
Up to 10 years. So, ladies, Mrs. Belinsky, Mrs. Keenan, and Katie, thank you for joining us this morning. I think it's a great thing. Please continue doing what you're doing. It doesn't matter whether the Peace Fund is the beneficiary. It's great that you're actually doing this.
Thank you for having us.
You're very welcome. I hope you have a lovely day and happy holidays.
Congratulations, guys. Happy holidays.
Feliz Navidad.
Feliz Navidad. So what I liked about them was that they found it, and basically they just, came in and said, "Oh, we want to do this." And I think, I want this to be an inspiration.
The teacher said something that caught to me, and this is what I try to tell the people in El Salvador, is that you have to teach the little babies to give. And I did it with my son, and it works. It works because then they want to give, and it's like a. It's like a rolling ball of snow that keeps growing, but the love grows inside. Mm-hmm. And so if you teach the children to give, since then they were little, even a penny, even a little toy or something, that'll grow into something huge. You never know what a kid can do. That's our future, Absolutely. And so education is so important. For education is the most important thing in El Salvador right now, and here and everywhere in the world. So I'm amazed with this person, that teacher that was there. She's got it. She's right on it.
Yeah, I mean, the funny thing is that we've talked about this on the show many times about how you've got to start, if you teach a child, put children together. It doesn't matter what color, what religion, whatever they have. There are no bigotries. There's nothing. It's just an open, a white canvas, and it's really what information they get is how they live their lives.
Creative.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I teach my daughter. I mean, this. I actually took her the other day. I was downtown, and we went to an audition for her. She was actually, and down the street were people living in tents. In Los Angeles, it's not unusual. And I was close to Skid Row, and I said, I'm going to take you down there. So I went to Skid Row to tell her, to show her. My wife said, be careful what you... I said, but it's okay. I just want her to know that there is another life here. Exactly. There's not all, great. You don't get a nice school and you get everything given to you. There are people that don't have that, and people need help.
And across the town. Across town.
Yes, across town. It's not just, we're not going very far here.
15 miles
Exactly,
away.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Less, probably.
I just want to say something. When we started our Adopt a Country program, inspired by Lory Oppenheimer, in September, right before I left, I spoke to a lot of our Adopt-A-Letter kids. Now, we have a Hope Ambassador program, which is comprised by some of our Adopt-A-Letter recipients, and some of them that had asked us for food. They get to join a pay-it-forward program, get to do community service with us. When they found out that I was going to El Salvador, one 12-year-old girl said to me, "Oh my goodness," she says, how can I help? How can I help these kids? After explaining to her the situation of Lori's letter, how there are children that were found in the dumpster that were being eaten by cockroaches, and just that heartbreaking story. And some of my kids looked at me and says, "Kimberly, we really want to help." We got these kids literally on their own. They created their own initiatives to knock on doors, collect food, collect school supplies, collect pencils, got their schools involved, collect clothing, books, and all different types of educational materials. And I brought that with me to El Salvador. So we had our Hope Ambassadors in LA, and I turned the Adopt a Country program into an LA community program for our Hope Ambassadors, because now they go back and they feel significant about their, and
they saw the pictures too.
They saw the photos. The kids started crying, and one kid got back to me. His name is Maurice Turner, and he said to me, "I love what you're doing in El Salvador. I really want to help." And I said, "Well, what do you want to do?" He says, "I want to collect books." He took about 3 weeks, collected close to 800 books, and I said to him, "You know what we're going to do? We went to this community in Pachimalco. They don't have any access to education. They want to build a community center, and
we have the room, right?
And we have the room there. And I said, I would like to create a library under your name in Pachimalco." And he was literally in tears.
Oh.
So yeah, so
that's
it's just
amazing.
the power of kids.
Oh, look, somebody's got me flowers this morning. Who brought flowers in here? Who's this for?
Oh, actually, those are for me.
Those are for you? They should be for you. Who are they for?
There's a note here.
Oh, I got flowers in the studio. This is a first. Maybe I can pass them off to my wife. Oh, honey, I got you something. Hold on. No, now I've done it live. Well, that's very nice. I'll have to have a look at this. Claire Tusker Moon. Thank you so much to Adrian and Ethan.
Wow.
Ethan, you got flowers.
You got flowers.
He's nodding his head. Thank you so much. That's very nice. Thank you so much. That's very nice of you guys. That's the first time I've had flowers, especially in the studio.
Good.
Smell good, don't they, this morning? Yeah.
They do.
We've got so much stuff to go. John, are you still on the line?
I am.
You are. I know you're listening. John gets us all. You know John.
Yes.
I can't believe you've met him before. And Lory, he has all our facts and figures and brings us all our heroes of the week every week. He does a fantastic job. I couldn't do this without him. Right, John?
I totally agree. I have to say, it's always so wonderful to have Kimberly in the studio. We've been doing the show since December of 2012, and Kimberly has been with us since the beginning. She was first on our show on January 2nd, 2013. It was like our fourth or fifth show, and she's just been with us ever since. And every time she comes on, she has a new project that's reaching more kids, and it's just wonderful to have you here. And Lory, it's wonderful to have you as well. We're always happy to tell the stories and do what we can to let people know that there's still hope out there. I mean, part of the Peace Fund Radio, part of what we have to do is talk about some of these children's issues that are difficult to hear about. But we also let people know that there are people like you who are out there every day getting it done to make a difference and turn things around. And I think that's the power of the show, and we couldn't do it without guests like you guys.
And we couldn't do it without you guys as well. So thank you so much for your support.
You're welcome.
All these years.
I just want to mention something to people, because we are talking about education, we are talking about reading and all those fundamentals, and obviously bringing light to children in El Salvador is a very important part of that. But for those of you out there, we've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks. It's really about developing, reading skills at a very young age. And we're going to, it's basically today we want to turn. We've talked about the we're going to get to in a second, the Surface, Microsoft Surfaces, which are the different levels of children. There's the what children can do, which are the reading, which is the technology that some kids can have today, because technology is part of our life. We have cell phones that we can't do without, Oh my God, where's my cell phone? I can't find it. There you go. I mean, but seriously, but in El Salvador, there's no electric light for children to do their homework, and there's no technology, no power to run refrigerators,
and there are no libraries.
And no libraries. Yeah. And no libraries. What do you need for a library? Just out of curiosity. I mean, what? How many books do you look at?
We need books. We need books. We have, in Panchimalco, we have a. It's like a home. It's real well built. Kimberly was there, and we have the room for the children. We just don't have that
right now.
The material.
Yeah, right now we got a letter from the country, actually, that they read for me live. I think it's on my Instagram. Only 15 seconds of it, but they were asking literally for computers, and they were asking for a roof, because a lot of their homes don't have any roofs. So when they're sleeping, they get wet. Yeah, they get wet at night when they're sleeping. And they're asking for books and school supplies.
What sort of books? What sort of books are you looking at?
Let me tell you something about our country. Our country, well, in Central America, it's 5 countries. In Panama, it's not considered part of Central America, but it is in there. Okay, so we're 5 countries, and what we're trying to do is for the children to stay in our country. We don't want them to come here. We want them to stay there. We want them to give them the education. Actually, they don't want to leave home, and a lot of people think, they're going to go to the United States or another place because they're going to be safer, of course. But if we, in El Salvador, start providing those necessities, we want them to stay home. I went back home because I love my country. I love this country. This country gave me my education. I speak 2 languages because of this country. And I'm always going to be grateful to it, because here the people listen, and they're very giving, and they know. So there's 2 sides of the stories of the children coming here. That we just had 3,000 children from El Salvador and smuggled to the United States. So we're preventing that. We want the children to stay home, to stay with their parents.
It's also dangerous for them when they do get
smuggled in.
Oh my
goodness! They get trafficked for organs. Organs.
Yeah.
Right now in El Salvador,
and that's they kidnap them for organs, and the trajectory from El Salvador to the United States, they get abused, they get killed. So we don't want them to go. We want them to stay home. We want we want to give them the education for them to do it. Now, let me tell you something about El Salvador that is very important. Out of the 5 countries in Central America, El Salvador has the most technology knowledge.
The most technology knowledge.
Technology knowledge. That means the kids go and you give them a phone like this, and in half an hour they will figure it out how to work it. Computers. You give them.
Why do you think that is?
They're just smart. I don't know. They're just smart. I mean, because
if they don't have, I mean, it's interesting to me because if they don't have, I mean, you're saying there's not a lot of electricity to run refrigerators and things like that. How do they get that knowledge? Where do they get it from?
Well, because there's people that teach them. You know, there's some. I mean, they just need a little bit of teaching, and then they explode. They're so hungry for knowledge, so they put all their heart into it, you know, and they want to learn. That's what they want to do. They want to learn.
Kids go up to the industry and literally begging for education.
For education. My friend just called me 2 days ago, and she goes, this kid is going to blow you away. He's in La Zona Rosa, in the rich part of, he's selling chicles, he's selling gum at 8 o'clock at night, and he's offering me. So I buy the whole thing, you know, my friend buys the whole gum thing and invites him to dinner. Him, the little baby. He's 8 years old.
Oh, I saw the photo.
Okay, Linda put it. Okay. So, and Linda says, so what's going on with you? Because I'm working from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night, and I have Christmas Day off. I'm so happy because I have Christmas Day off. He's 8 years old. He should be in bed at 8 o'clock. And then she goes, what's your dream? He goes, I want my mom to have food, and I'm going to be a doctor. And I'm just going, and Linda goes, you should have seen him. He's going to break your heart. And I said, but he's determined. And he was happy, and he was eating, and he was happy. And then he goes, that's what breaks my, it's torn. My heart is torn into crying and into happiness. Because these kids are like, they want just one teacher. If I go there and I give them a class, an English class, like if I would go there and I give them 2 or 3, they would repeat that class between them over and over until they get it perfect.
Well, you know, it's funny because we've done our previous 2 or 3 shows have been about education, about kids reading, and it usually, when you talk about repetition, one of the things we've been talking about is how it takes a child 1,000 times to really start being able to read a word. So the repetition is so important. To actually be able to get a child to really, you know, get that get going.
Right. So that's what they do. It's repetition, and the little things that we teach them.
And you know, Lori, as I've listened to you talk, and you hear about the needs for computers and the needs for books, all month long we've been talking to Heroes of the Week. You know, teenage kids who have programs that supply books to students in countries who need them, and kids who supply computers. Just last week we had Christopher Cow from a group called Reboot for Youth. They take refurbished computers, used computers from individuals and businesses. They refurbish those, turn them into basically educational machines packed with all kinds of information, and send them to countries where there is a need for those. And we had Emma Mogus the week before from Books with No Bounds, who put together packages of books and send them to schools and places that just don't have that kind of access. So I would love to, after the show today, maybe work on putting you in touch with some of those groups and see if we can't maybe get
awesome. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, this is what we do. This is why we do this, because that's the whole point. We get everybody together and we say, and everybody has a different idea and different way to do this. I also have somebody else, but this is why I wanted to ask you what the age levels of the books that you needed were.
Anywhere from first grade to sixth grade, I think.
Yes,
from what I saw.
We want the young kids and
how would you transport books from here?
That's where Kimberly comes in.
Well, we have a sponsor for that.
You do?
Well, hopefully the sponsor will keep up with that word. But she did tell me this week, this summer, if we do have anything that needs to be shipped to El Salvador, that they would cover it. They would cover all the shipping.
All right. Okay.
Then how you get it in is through my boss.
Through your boss.
Yeah, which is Congress.
Right. Right. See,
Perfect,
that's you need to have people in high places, really, don't you? Yeah. I just want to mention last week we actually asked our listeners to tweet out unique tips to motivate their children to read, because sometimes kids don't want to read. I mean, in your cases, it's not that, but a lot of kids today have better things to do, or they think they do. Texting, watching TV, whatever it is. But a couple of things. We got Claire Preston from England. She said, "I found using puppets with my kids help with reading." And which I think is a kind of interesting little way. I used to do that. I did exactly that when I was a kid. I had puppets, and they start seeing the puppets, and they'd be reading, but I'd be talking to them in different languages and stuff. And so they see the puppets, and they're interested. Ivana wrote that she said, "I don't have children, but I've seen they love to hear the character voices, and that the story is told enthusiastically."
Yeah,
it's true, because if you act it out, this is one of the things we started, and I've mentioned this on the show before. Many years ago, we started our interactive storytelling program, and our interactive storytelling program is basically getting a celebrity or two to go through the classroom and act out the books that we're reading, and then we're hoping to be able to give those books away to the children. So we're going to be running that program in the new year. But that's where I find they really get involved, is when you have somebody like Kimberly, like yourself, like an actor or a celebrity or somebody that goes in and reads that book to them and brings them up and lets them act out the characters in the books. Suddenly they're interested. They're interested in it.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really great way to actually get them engaged, and I think that's very important.
Oh, yeah, I can see them getting very, very excited.
Well, you can see that. Yeah. I mean, okay, you play the witch.
Yes,
you play the good guy. You play the dog.
Awesome.
The little Bruno that's running, whatever that is. And it's amazing what you get.
And I bet they're going to take that book home and read it over
exactly,
and over, because now they have a visual.
And there goes the repetition. Repetition,
exactly. That's the point. The repetition is very, very important. Let's just... John, do you have anything else you want to mention this morning, or before I... Because, again, we're getting close. This show goes by so fast.
We always
get through the show very quickly. Do you have any other updates for us this morning?
Well, I do quickly want to let all of our listeners out there know where they can find Kimberly and Lori online. You can find Kimberly at the KimberlyMooreFoundation.org. They recently revamped their website. It's beautiful. You can follow Kimberly on Twitter at KimberlyMoore51 and Lori at Lory Oppenheimer, LORYOPPENHEIMER. Follow those ladies so you can keep up with this incredible Adopt a Light project. And of course, for the Peace Fund, you can follow Adrian at AdrianPaul1, follow Ethan at Combat Radio, and you can follow us at The Peace Fund and at Peace Fund Radio. And to stay on top of all of the things that we're up to, because we had a big year this year, and I think we're going to have an even bigger one in 2016.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something on. We actually designed a campaign last night for the Adopt a Light program. So if you go to KimberlyMooreFoundation.org, you'll be able to go under programs and just click on Adopt a Light, and you can donate there to help light up a life of a family in need in El Salvador next month.
Well, our giving month next January, we'll be working with the LAUSD, the Los Angeles Unified School Districts, to give away 90 Microsoft Surfaces to those schools that are in need from all the different grade schools, and they'll be actually bringing up their projects to us that we will be showing you, and you can actually vote on those projects. We'll be having more about that next week on the show. We'll be launching that in January. But to do that, we had a Microsoft Surface giveaway that we were doing for some of you listeners out there that were fans of a young singer called Cheo Carrillo. And what we have some of the winners that we are actually looking at this morning, and we've been picking them this morning. Because we had some interesting people. I think Kimberly, I'm going to get Kimberly to announce the winner of this Microsoft Surface giveaway. And which one is it that was picked, Kimberly?
It looks like, the winner is Dumami, and it's SWAVEY _69. She is the winner.
She said the winning tablet will advance my education by using and learning resources and help me do a lot more research. She also wanted to help. The other part of the question was, how would you help others in doing this? She said she wanted to help her siblings do their homework, which I think is
lovely.
Yeah, I mean, you got to help your kids. So to Mommy, you contact Bev at the Peace Fund. We'll be sending you a little note. Congratulations, you just won yourself a Microsoft Surface.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So remember that it's important. Technology, books, these things are important for children's education. They're important not only for them to be able to read, but as we said before, it keeps them out of gangs. It keeps them out of prison. The amount of people in prison today is actually a very large number of them cannot read, and that's the only reason why they're in prison, because they can't further their own life and their education. One of the things I taught my daughter yesterday, going down to Skid Row, I said some of these people do not have an education, so they can't. Because she said to me, "Why can't they get a job?" As a child would, why don't they just get a job? I said, well, maybe they can't because they can't read. One of the simple things in life that we take for granted.
Exactly.
And so from a child's mouth is always the thing, why can't you do this? Because I think we have to tell people that there are different people out there that can't get an education. So it's very important to actually do it in various ways, whether it's through books or through technology, which we're doing. What else do you have, guys, going on? When do you leave? You said you were going to leave in...
We're going to try. Well, she's leaving on the 15th, which is now making this a race for me to try to get everything done. But then, everyone from Congress and everybody said, bring her back with you. You don't leave without her. Yeah. And I said, how am I going to raise, all this money in 3 weeks, right? Yeah. So... Anyway, so it's actually a challenge.
We've got a little bit of it for you this morning.
Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate you have no idea.
That helps tremendously. And that'll inspire more people to give. And hopefully there are some people that are listening on the air that will go on to the KimberlyMooreFoundation.org site and go to...
The thing is,
Adopt a Light.
She did. What's amazing with Kimberly is that now she has access to Central America. So we're starting with El Salvador, but we're going to go bigger. So, there already talks for her to go to these other countries. Yeah. So, our main purpose is the children, because that's our future. The children for me is something that touches me so deeply and that's how La Baronesa, I call her La Baronesa del Corazón de Oro. It motivates her as well. This is our motivation. It's just like you, people like you, there's more good than bad in this world.
Unfortunately, the ones that are bad usually make the most noise.
Right? Yeah.
It's true. I mean,
a kiss is a lot softer than a bomb.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Well, John, any other updates we have this morning? Because we have 2 minutes left, Ethan. Is that about what we've got this morning?
Yeah, I did want to once again thank Mrs. Katie Keenan and Mrs. Lori Belinsky and everyone at Garnet Valley Middle School in Glen Mills, Pennsylvania, and Katie, Sophia, Maddy, Grace, and Olivia, who were the girls from the Endeavor team who put together this project for the Peace Fund. You are our heroes of the week, and we thank you all for that.
I think, ladies, thank you so much for doing that, and hopefully you inspire more classes around the country to do the same thing. I know we have some teachers from different parts of the world. We will be having all the information up on our Peace Fund site, as well as Peace Fund radio sites. We have a new website coming up very early in the new year. I'm pushing our designers. I've got the whip cracking out. I'm also got my sword experiences happening in the new year. There's a new website for that coming out. And Kimberly and Lory, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Oh, my goodness, thank you. Muchas gracias from the bottom of my heart. God bless you, God bless this place, and God bless America.
Thank you.
Kimberly. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, Ethan, thank you for bringing us the show. I know you've been on the technical side this morning.
Thank you, Ethan.
We've been outvoting you this morning, I think. He's giving us a shrug. It's a shrug. Okay, so I'm going to leave you with a quote from a very famous lady who tragically lost her life. One of my favorite singers of all time, Whitney Houston. I believe that children are our future. Mm-hmm. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. That's from her song. And this is Adrian Paul and Ethan Dettenmaier, hoping that you have a fabulous Christmas, and we'll see you next week before the new year.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
You're listening to Peace Fund Radio with Ethan Dettenmaier and Adrian Paul, right here on LA Talk Radio.